constant. So now that we have it set up, actually the rest of this is just easy. We're going to do some integration. So let's go ahead and do some integration. It will be sort of computationally messy. And if you don't want to see the computation, you can go ahead and just stop this video and look at the next one. But for those of you who do want to see some practice of doing integration with these, continue onward. So we notice the innermost integral, we're integrating with respect to z. I can think of this just as a constant. So I'm going to multiply this by z, and I get x plus y times z. And I'm going to evaluate it from z equals 0 up until z equals this messy thing, 4 minus 2x minus 2y whoops, I didn't change this integram, dx, because it has to match the outermost x's. So now I evaluate the z along these bounds. I have to plug in this messy thing for z, and I get x plus y times z, which in this case is 4 minus 2x minus 2y, minus this messy thing times 0, which is just 0. And I'm going to integrate this with respect to y and then with respect to x. Before I do that integration, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this by multiplying these polynomials by one another, and I get 4x plus 4y minus 2x minus, minus 2x squared minus 2y squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 2xy minus 2yx. There should be 6 terms here, and I think there are. All right, so we can see that these two terms can combine with one another, but none of the other terms can combine. So I can change the minus 2xy and the minus 2yx into minus 4xy dy dx. Now I'm going to integrate this messy thing with respect to y. So integrating with respect to y, I'm going to add y's as coefficients on any of the constant terms. So in this case, it becomes 4xy plus 4 divided by 2 becomes 2y squared minus 2x squared y minus 2/3 y cubed minus 2xy squared. I'm going to evaluate this as y goes from 0 to 2 minus x. And again, don't forget our outermost integral, which we still have to take with respect to x. From here, I guess I'll walk over this way. So when y equals 0, all of these terms are going to drop out. But when y equals 2 minus x, we're going to get a whole bunch of terms. So this is where I'm going to get, I can't stand anywhere, can I? I'm going to get 4x times 2 minus x plus 2 times 2 minus x squared minus 2x squared times 2 minus x minus 2/3 2 minus x cubed so I have this term, and then minus 2x times 2 minus x squared. Whew. But now, at least we've gotten it down so that everything is just in terms of x's. I'm going to simplify this algebraically one more time. And I see that this simplifies to be 8x minus x squared. I might want to do this. This becomes plus, in my head this was 4 minus 4x plus x squared multiplied by 2 becomes 8 minus 8x plus 2x squared minus 4x squared plus 2x to the third. That was this term. Now this term I have to do in my head again. I need to cheat and multiply out this cubic. This cubic is going to be, I'm going to do scratch work over here. This ends up being 4 minus 4x plus x squared all times 2 minus x ends up being 8 minus 8 minus 4 is minus 12 x's plus 2 plus 4 is plus 6 x squared minus x cubed. So that's what this chunk is. And I multiply that by 2/3. So that becomes minus 16 thirds plus 12 divided by 3 is 4, 8 x's, and then 2/3 of 6 is 4, so minus 4 x squared, and then my x cubed term times negative 2/3, this becomes positive 2/3 x cubed. We're almost done. This is my scratch work again on the side. I have negative 2x times 2 minus x squared. This is my 2 minus x squared term. So this becomes minus 8x plus 8x squared minus 2x cubed. Phew! Now we're going to integrate this as x's go from 0 to 2 dx. Obviously, there are a whole bunch of places where we could simplify things. I might simplify some of them, although here's I'll do it in blue. Here's an 8x, here's a minus 8x, here's a plus 8x squared, here's a minus 4x squared, and another minus 4x squared. Here's a minus 2x cubed, here's a plus 2x cubed, here's a plus 8x, and a minus 8x. And I think that this is most of what, here's what I want to simplify. Now it'll be easier. I'm going to integrate as x equals 0 to 2. My minus x squared and my plus 2x squared just becomes an x squared plus 8. I'm recording, making sure I get all my terms. Minus 16 thirds plus 2/3 x cubed, and we're all done. Dx. So I integrate this with respect to x, and I get 1/3 x cubed plus 8x minus 16/3 x plus 2/12 x to the 4th, all evaluated as x goes from 0 to 2. When I plug in 0, all of these terms become 0. When I plug in 2, I get 8/3 plus 16 minus 32/3 plus x to the 4th. 2 to the 4th is 2, 4, 8, 16. So that's 32/12. And of course I can simplify this. I don't really know if I feel like simplifying it. Or I could plug it into my calculator and you would be able to compute what this is. This simplifies, obviously, that I can get rid of 4 from top and bottom, and it becomes 3/8. So here I have 16/3 minus 32/3 is going to be negative 16/3. So I have 16 minus 16/3. I can multiply this by top and bottom by 3. So I have 3 times 16 minus 1 times 16 is 2 times 16 number of thirds. What is 2 times 16? It is 32. da-da-da-da, and we're done. I don't think you wanted to actually see all that algebra, but now you got to see all that algebra.